Sure, Dr. Pawan. Namaskar, everybody, and welcome to this Gopio Manhattan and Consulate General of India led Yoga Day. This is our yearly tradition, and we have been doing it for many, many years, as most of you will know. And it is led by no other than our favorite Trilok Malik ji. Not only on this day, but he makes us laugh almost through the year. And that is so important for a healthy living and our being. We are all extremely well aware about the significance of Yoga Day, which has been, started from 2014 onwards, and June 21st has become the International Yoga Day, and it has been, announced by United Nations on behest of Prime Minister Modi ji. Prime Minister Modi ji was here in US, in New York and DC this week, and it's been one of the most exciting weeks for me ever while being here in US. Had the pleasure of participating in yoga in the United Nations with him. And as some of us might know, a Guinness Book of World Record has been created on June 21st at United Nations in the yoga session led by PM Modi ji. And 135 nationalities participated in that August event. So this has been really, really historic in many, many ways. I would like to also welcome Vipul Devji. Vipul Devji is joining us from Consulate General of India here in New York. Again, we all know him very, very well. Without further ado, I will, now request Trilok Malik ji to take the program forward. Trilok ji is the founder of Happy Life Yoga Workshop and also a New York Emmy-nominated filmmaker. All his work has been with the intention to inspire others to live happier and healthier lives, and I can vouch for that. And he continues this journey every year with us, through the year, every day. And this year, the theme of Yoga Day is Yoga for Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That is yoga for welfare of all in the form of one world, one family. And this was announced by our favorite, our Prime Minister, Shri Modi ji at the United Nations. So over to you, Trilok ji.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Yes, we had a yoga week this week and the whole yoga month, the whole year of the yoga. Today, I have very esteemed speakers here. They are very, very well qualified, established people in their own life, in whatever profession they have chosen. So the theme we are talking today is, what is a happy life yoga? What is it? The happiness, something you cannot buy, you cannot sell. It's an attitude, a way of living. And it doesn't mean you're going to be happy every day. It's a constant challenge, even including for myself. And I'm sure all of you also face that challenge. So it is an attitude which takes time to develop because our monkey mind is trained in a different way, whether to look at the glass half full or half empty. So having said that, so we're going to listen to all these speakers. What is their personal mantra? Now keep in mind, some of them may not actually share what is their personal mantra. They may say what we believe it should be happy life. But as I said, happy life is each one is a different, and you have to create your own remote control what happiness means to you. Having said that, our first guest is Professor Saluja. Professor Inderjit Saluja is a publisher of the Indian Panorama and a lot more. And by the way, in the introduction, I'm only giving one line or two lines because rest of the audience can read about these all very well accomplished speakers on Google. There are pages and pages. So may I invite Professor Saluja, please?
Yeah, I think Trilokji, before that, I think we are going to have Vipul Devji to speak.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm
Dr.
going to,
Thomas, will you like
yeah,
me to introduce?
I will continue after we finish the introduction. Good morning, namaskar. Good evening to some other people from India. Honorable Council Vipul Devji, our chapter presidents, Shivendra Sofatji, our host, Trilok Malik, distinguished speakers, panelists, Gopi International and chapter officials, officials of our co-sponsoring organization, ladies and gentlemen. I bring greetings from Gopi International and from all its chapters who have joined together to organize this program. In the last 1 week, as Bhaviaji mentioned, we have had many Yoga Day celebrations, including the one at the United Nations, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, where Gopi also participated. We started this yoga on Zoom 2 years back because of COVID. We decided to continue the celebration on the Zoom because of participation from all over the world. Also, we could bring array of experts from different parts of the country and all over other parts of the world to speak on happy life yoga. Yoga has become an international brand after the UN declaration in 2014, now celebrated all over the world. I compliment our consulate headed by Consul General Randeep Kumar ji for promoting yoga in a big way in the Northeast of the United States, providing full support of our community efforts. For those who are not aware of Gopio, Gopio International is a pan-Indian non-profit community service organization for NRIs and PIOs with 100 chapters spread in 35 countries. One of the missions of Gopio was to get our diaspora in the mainstream politics of countries with substantial Indian diaspora population, and we have somewhat achieved that goal now. I'm joined with several other Gopio officials, Gopio International President Lal Motwani, of course, Gopio Manhattan President Shivendra Sofat, Gopio New York President Bina Kothari, and other international officials whom I will introduce later. Thank you all again for joining this meeting. At this point, it is my great pleasure to present our Chief Guest Council Vipul Devji. Council Devji, Vipul Devji is Council for Press, Information and Culture. He joined the consulate about 2 years back, and the consulate, as I said, has done a marvelous job, especially promoting a lot of community activities. In fact, I would say New York consulate is the one which has the largest number of activities on a monthly basis of all the missions outside India. And I compliment Consul General Randeep Kumar ji, Deputy Consul General Dr. Jeff, and Vipul ji and other councils for this achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to present you Council Vipul Devji. I'm sure he would need a real yoga relaxing session after the hectic days of last week. Vipul ji.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abraham. So first of all, good morning to all our guests, especially our wonderfully eloquent host, Mr. Trilok Malik, and all the friends from Gopio, all the special invited guests, and all the members of the community. So first of all, let me say that it is an honor to represent the Consul General here in the program. Consul General Shri Randeep Jaiswal was supposed to be here today, but for something unavoidable that just came up. He's not able to join us today, and I'm representing him. It's an honor, it's a privilege. And Gopio, as we all know, it is one of the strongest community organizations that we have here and all over the world, in fact. And people like Mr. Thomas Abraham and all the other members of Gopio, they are pillars of strength for us. And when we talk about International Day of Yoga, all of you have seen over the last 9 years how it has become not just a tradition, but a global phenomenon. And this year, we had this wonderful opportunity of having our Honorable Prime Minister join us for this celebration of International Day of Yoga. He was right amidst us. Many people who are in today's meeting, they were at the United Nations, who were part of the yoga celebrations. But we should not forget that we also have our flagship Yoga Day celebration that we do every year at Times Square. I'm sure some of you also participated in that. So it is so wonderful to see that we are able to conduct so many activities around yoga, and the popularity of yoga is just growing and growing and growing. And let me commend all members of Indian community, organizations such as Gopio, and all of you who take so much of active interest in yoga and talk to people about its benefits, how it can change lives, how it can transform lives, how it can make a life better. That is the whole point of yoga, and that is the central message of yoga. And Mr. Trilok Malik, in his inimitable style, so interestingly and so beautifully, he brings the serious message of yoga and presents to us and to everyone in such interesting manner. So that is something that only he can do. I have known all of you. I've met almost all of you over the last 2 years. And it is always, such an honor and a privilege to connect and reconnect due to different occasions or, different opportunities. And today is no different. And, I would like to add 2 more things when we celebrate International Day of Yoga. So when we talk about yoga, yoga is part of our ancient heritage and one of the central pillars of Indian civilization. And apart from yoga, there are certain other things also which need to be brought into public attention and public domain. One of those things is, the food that we eat. And when we talk about food, food has so many aspects. It is related to our nutrition. It is also related to the sustenance of our farmers. And as we all know that the world is undergoing, climate change. So the practices of farming have a lot of impact on the process of global warming. And all of these problems and challenges can be solved by orienting towards millets. As you all know that we are celebrating this year as International Year of Millets. Millets is something that is good for the planet, good for our health, and good for the small farmers, not just in India, but all over the world. Again, this was also a very far-sighted initiative by our Honorable Prime Minister. On his initiative, this proposal was moved at the United Nations, and United Nations declared International Year of Millets 2023, and that is why we are celebrating it. The second thing that I want to underline is the Prime Minister's another initiative, which is Mission Life. Mission Life means lifestyle for environment. So we all need to do our small bit, whatever we can do in our daily lives to make our lives sustainable, make our carbon footprint smaller and smaller, and make our world sustainable in the long term. And for that, because there are 8 billion people in the world, if 8 billion people take one small step every single day, then we can cover a lot of ground in terms of mitigating the impact of climate change. So when we talk about yoga, yoga is part of the holistic solution to make our lives better. So when we talk about yoga, we should also look at adopting millets and also adopting Mission Life. So if we understand the spirit behind these things, then I think we would have truly celebrated International Day of Yoga and International Month of Yoga. So this is the message from me on behalf of the Indian Consulate. Of course, we will keep reiterating these messages again and again, but it is so important to talk about these things when we celebrate International Day of Yoga. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thanks a lot to Gopio. Thanks a lot to Mr. Malik. Thank you.
Thank you, Vipulji. I see Gopio International President Lal Motwani. He will speak later. Back to you, Trilokji.
Thank you, Vipulji. That was very nice introduction. And I love you all, as you know that I always say that to Vipulji whenever I say, love is the very most beautiful thing. And today, the Happy Life Yoga, it's a yoga of life. That is what I like to explore with all of you. Not just the physical yoga. Physical yoga is fine. So it is all about loving yourself. So before I begin the session, I would like everyone to give them a hug yourself. Please do this with me. Give a hug to yourself and say it. Please unmute everybody. I love myself.
I love
love myself.
I love myself.
I
love
love
myself.
I love myself.
I love myself.
It is my responsibility to take care of my health and happiness.
I love
My responsibility to take care of my
health and happiness.
Reason I say this, because when we love ourselves or we love who we are, then it becomes our responsibility. And that's what Happy Life Yoga wants to share with you. My mission is to promote self-health care with all the tools available to us. May it be food, thinking, exercise, so many things. We will continue further. May I invite Professor Saluja sir. Saluja sir is the Indian Panorama publisher and very well accomplished person, has been a professor, very loving person, always kind and giving. You can read more lot about him on the Google. As I said, everyone is a very important people. Saluja sir, you have seen everything in life. And most of the time I find you in a very happy mood. I would request you to share with our audience, what is Professor Saluja's mantra for happy life?
Good morning, Trilok Malik ji, for having me here today, and good morning, Gopio International. Everyone present here, we are here to celebrate life today, because I look at yoga as a celebration of life. My friend Vipul just now said, if Vipul is around, are you around, Vipul?
I can hear you.
Okay. So as Vipul has rightly said, yoga provides a holistic solution to making life better. I would add just one word to that. It's a very wise, statement from Vipul. I would say life better and happier. Happiness is the essential aspect of our living. How do we achieve that happiness is probably one of the questions that has arisen right from the beginning of the civilization down to us. And it will continue to be dominating our living in future too. I look at yoga as it is often defined as a union of body, mind, and soul. I look at it as a union of mansa, vacha, karmana. If there is no balance between what we think, what we say, and what we do, we would feel miserable. Similarly, if we cannot make a proper balance between our physical exercise, our mental exercises, and our spiritual life, we would not be happy. And as I said, to me, yoga is useful only when it can make our life happy. So what is my mantra? Trilok probably failed to mention one thing, that I'm 80 now. And
Sir, you are wrong. You are 21.
Okay, let me thank you so much for giving me the credit of being a young man. But then I look at myself and I say, Professor, how is it that you have been able to beat age, the physical age? And I look at my life. As everybody has problems, everybody has worries, everybody has, difficult situations in life. I too had my share of those situations, and some of them were really very, very frightening and imposing, But then I look at my life and I find that I never allowed a worry to dominate me. I never allowed a tension in my life. even if I'm facing death, I'm not the one to be worried that I will be dead next moment. That is one thing that has helped me. And I think if you try this, you would definitely find that you can achieve a part of happiness by doing this simple exercise. Many people die of the shock of being bitten by a snake rather than by being poisoned. The very shock, oh, a snake bit me, oh, I'm going to die. And they die because of the shock. And that's a scientific fact. So coming to what is my mantra? One, simple words. Do not hate anybody. Have no ill will for others. Don't be an Iago in your life. Motiveless malignity. For no reason. You have no reason to be unfair and malignant towards others. That is one thing that will give you peace of mind. And when you have that peace of mind, you are going to experience peace within. And when you experience that peace within, you will have a balance. And that balance is going to help you be happy. In simple words, my mantra is have no hate for anybody, no ill will for anybody. Yes, you can criticize. You may not like the preparation of food at home, and you might criticize your people about what the kind of food you have cooked. But then that can be expressed in a finer way, rather than shouting and howling. You can probably be sweet enough to your wife or to anybody who has cooked food and suggest that the food would have been better prepared. So that is what I look at it. There are so many things, so many aspects, so many dimensions to life. And there are so many mantras that would be offered here. And I would be very keenly listening to all of you and trying to make myself a better human being so that I'm able to enjoy more happiness in my life. After all, what is life for? It is to celebrate, to enjoy, to be happy. So with that, I will take away from Mr. Malik his right.
Professor Saab, thank you very much.
Thank
As
you so
we all
much. Thank
listen
you.
to him, love yourself and don't hate anybody else. You don't have to love others who give you difficult times or who cause you pain, but don't hate them either, because when you hold the hate, it also takes a space in your mind and heart.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Saab. And you are not 80, you are 21. Remember that, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, God bless us. Next person I would like to invite is Indu Jaiswalji. Indu Jaiswalji. Indu Jaiswal wears many hats, a community leader, and as well as she's also working in the field of nutrition, telling people about how to eat, how to food, etc. So Induji, I would like to know your personal mantra, not the books you read. And that is my request to all the speakers. Okay, please share your personal mantras. Here to you, Induji.
First of all, namaste, a very good morning to everyone. Good Trilokji and Gopio International, all the presidents and Mr. Vipulji from the Indian Consulate. Thank you for organizing this beautiful program and including me and asking me to share my thoughts. You don't want to hear what I read in the books, but the mantra of being happy and with incorporation of yoga goes side by side. As we heard in the morning about the importance of yoga, International Yoga Day, and just the presence of more than 1,000 people at the UN, and they were all so happy doing yoga, Trilokji. I think that was the real mantra, because everybody.
Induji, what is your mantra, my dear? What is your mantra?
My mantra is, you need to be at peace. and you need to love everybody, and you need to start your day with good prayers, and you need to make sure that you don't hurt anybody. And main mantra is do your work to your full capacity and also try to help others. So when you help others in this mantra, happiness comes, and with happiness, the kindness comes. And what is yoga? Yoga is to be happy, to be kind, and to be universal, and for our universal brotherhood for the International Yoga Day. So the main goal should be to be at peace and not to be, unhappy all the time, and also to be calm and collective, and do your, of course, your prayers in the morning. And secondly, is always do your best, what you can do, what you are good at. And that will take everybody. And of course, as a dietitian, we always encourage our patients, besides our books, what we read about in our science-based knowledge, we always encourage everybody to do yoga, in the daily lifestyle, so which will help them to feel better and get better and in their whole, treatment process. So that's again very, very important. And again, going back to the International Yoga Day, we look forward for continuation of this program. We look forward for continuation celebration and bringing awareness to the whole community how important yoga is and how important it is to be happy, collective.
Thank
So-
you, Induji. Thank you very much.
Thank
As
you.
Induji said, do your work, stay peaceful, and eat the right food. That I agree with her. You can have 6 days good food. One day you can go crazy and have all the cheesecakes and gulab jamun you want. But try to eat, try to eat most of the time good food.
Right.
Talking about food, our
Thank you.
next guest is Mr. Anil Narang. Anil Narang is a vegan ambassador. Over to you, Narang Saab. Say whatever you like to share with us.
Namaste. Thank you, Trilokji and Counsel General, to organizing all this. So, firstly, I've been a vegan for 21 years. And as you can see, I'm not from the planet Veganosaurus, so the proof is in the pudding. And let me just define briefly, so it, besides including meat and fish and eggs, it also includes dairy, and also excludes in lifestyle not wearing leather or wool or silk. I want to talk about the harmonious aspects of this lifestyle. It is not something we are foregoing, in my judgment, in my experience, that it's asceticism. Mahatma Gandhi said he felt a joy of kinship with his fellow non-humans, and he was thankful and grateful that he does not have to eat meat. So it is a positive stance, and it brings joy and freedom. And on the other side, it also, I think, heals you internally, because we are by true nature not violent, and we can awaken ourselves in a deep way and be mindful and connect with nature. And I want to highlight also that that there is one aspect which needs to be handled appropriately. So when I speak to some non-vegans, they incorrectly assume that, we are putting them down or something. That's not the case. I and many other vegans, we have all our defaults, and it'll be very difficult to even mention it. But so we all have our different things. And as Gandhiji said, we can focus on the act and not the person. I myself was a non-vegetarian till 1988, vegetarian in 2001, and since then a vegan. And I also want to bring out that while vegetarianism and vegan is in the same philosophical camp and in the same direction, there is a quantum logarithmic jump in harmony and health that I experienced. while I became vegan 13 years after I became vegetarian, the material improvement in my health came later. It is something to be thought out, something it's all or nothing principle, which works very well. And I also want to mention that on the health side, before I go into some other short aspects, because we have only 2-3 minutes, is that it actually causes reversal of something. It's not just prevention. Now, we all know health is complex and there are many, many dimensions, including spiritual and other things. And this is not sufficient time to go into all that. But probability wise, it works very well. Our intestine is a multiple of carnivore's length. We sip water. We don't lick water like carnivorous animals. And the one thing which is not highlighted so much is in terms of harmony. It's not just health or environmental impact or even aesthetics, but there's an impact on mind. And Albert Schweitzer, he won the Nobel Prize in 1953, and just coincidentally, yesterday somebody from the American Vegan Society, which bought the word vegan and the concept into US in the 50s after it was coined in England in the 1940s. They gave me a picture of Albert Schweitzer. This is how he looks. They also gave me a picture of Mahatma Gandhi, but this is actually a painting, actually. So Albert Schweitzer won the Nobel Prize for his philosophy of integrating compassion for all living beings. He was awarded that shortly after the first nuclear bombs were exploded. And he said that peace among humans is not at all possible unless compassion is expanded to all animals. And the reason is, it's not one for one, it's not black and white, but increases the likelihood of your being compassionate to fellow human beings too. So you are actually helping yourself and not just being kind to animals. And in conclusion, I would just like to say that while my basis was moral, and that's the only real reason, I found that the harmonious aspects, the universe is rewarded in multidimensional ways in all these things: health, environment, peace, and your relationships with others.
What is going on?
And thank you very much.
Thank you, Anilji. Thank you very much for sharing. Compassion. Everyone heard that compassion is very important, not only for the animals. Yes, we need a compassion in the world everywhere. I like to add to that, we need a compassion for ourselves. And a lot of us, our monkey mind is not compassionate to ourselves. We always criticizing ourselves. We always going over, I should have done this. So we should always have more compassion for ourselves as well. So we stay in the
Nail cutter, I think they have.
Hello?
She gave Fridays only 5 more days.
We will, Trilokji, go ahead.
We will talk to you later, sir.
We'll remove him.
No, don't
You
remove
wanna
him,
mail, man.
Khan Saab. Please, we will talk about later. Later on, we have a question answer. So don't remove him, just have him there. Khan Saab, stay there, okay? We'll come back to you later. My apology. So compassion, what is the compassion? I love myself. If I love myself, it's my duty. I must be compassionate to myself. It's very, very important. Now, talking about compassion, our next guest is Dr. Renee Mehra. Renee Mehra is involved. Are you there, Renee ji?
Yes, I am.
Okay, we like to hear from you. Please continue. What's your mantra for happy life?
Thank you, everyone. Good namaskar. Yoga for me is, I'm very passionate about this topic, so I can go on forever. I was brought up in a family that said, brush your teeth, do your yoga. So it's been a life trajectory for me. Nothing foreign for me, and I'm so happy it's become an international brand, a global phenomenon. For me, to have a sustainable, holistic solution in your life, you've got to be a better version of yourself. And that is what we eat, when we eat, what time we get up, what time we sleep. All this comes as part of your lifestyle management. Plant-based diet, which I've been very strict vegetarian. And my mantra to be a better version of myself is do good, be one. I want to just go with all these 3 lines. Be good to yourself, be good to others. Do good unconditionally. I call it seva. Do good to people who are less fortunate than you are without expecting any return or rewards. That is very important. And lastly, be one. And what that means is one with yourself and your creator, your source, one with the world. We call it world an entire family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That oneness comes when we take the journey within, when we meditate. Because I believe a lot in meditation. I come from a spiritual path. So for me, meditation is a part of my lifestyle. And to be a better version of yourself, you've got to take that journey within to understand and have the right understanding of doing good, and being one. So thank you very much. And I want to thank again the organizers, Gopio and Mr. Malik and Vipul Devji for coming here and talking about the Millet Day, so very important. And all of you distinguished guests and panelists. Namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you, Renee ji. As everyone heard, be good to others and be good to yourself. I would like to invite our next guest, Neeta Bhasin ji. Everyone knows, President of ASB Communication, Diwali function at the Times Square, more and more and more. Welcome, Neeta Bhasin ji.
Thank you so much, Trilok, and thank you, Consulate Vipulji and Gopio. I have a lot of respects for Gopio for many, many years. We are talking about the mantra of happiness. Well, the mantra of happiness is very, very simple. Only if we follow that mantra. We can only make others happy when we are happy. We can only love others when we love ourselves. When we fly, the flight attendants tells us, instructs us to wear the mask on the face first before helping others. If we are not happy ourselves, we cannot make others happy. Being a woman myself, I will talk about the woman because that is the environment I think most of us women have grown up. And that is that I would be only happy if my family is happy, my parents are happy, my brothers, sisters are happy, my husband is happy, my in-laws are happy. So what we do, we sacrifice our happiness to make others happy. But are we really happy at the end of the day? I don't think so. We are miserable because we are thinking about others before us. And honestly, I learned this from Brahm Kumari, Shivani Didi. I would say recently I started watching her show, and that is the mantra she said, that before we take responsibility for those around us, we need to take responsibility of our own thinking and feelings. Just pay attention on these 2 words, thinking and feelings. If I am happy, only then I can make others happy in my house, in my office, and people around me. I'm going to share 2 real life learnings that I learned from my sister's grandson, who is 12 years old now, when he was 5 years old. And another young man, he's 20 years old. I was watching this reality show, India's Best Dancers. This 20 years old contestant, he had 1 red rose to give to Sonali Bendre, one of the judges of the show. And the other guest was the celebrity. Okay. This young boy played a I love you game. Okay. He starts giving 1 petal of that rose to Sonali Bendre and 1 to the guest. In the end, he had only one petal in his hand. Can anybody tell me whom did he give that petal? The last petal of the rose?
To-
Anybody?
To himself.
Huh?
To himself.
For the mother.
No. Else. He gave it to no one. He kept that last petal for himself. Yes.
Yeah,
I said, I love myself. I
He
love
said-
myself.
How can I love others if I don't love myself?
Neetaji, well said. You know,
And
well
I'm
said.
going to share this story because I was saying feelings. This is, the second is feelings. My sister's grandson, when he was 5 years old, he was like, when the kids are small, when they say something cute, something funny, you laugh. He said, why are you laughing at me? I don't think it's funny. After that, till today, he's 12. When he says something, nobody laughs at him. He stopped everybody because he thought they're disrespecting him. So we have to stop when we think somebody is disrespecting us, and we should not complain. The problem starts when we start complaining. And all of our life we complain, this person is not nice to me, my boss is not nice to me, my cousins or sisters, nobody's nice to me. But think about it. If they are not nice to you, but they're nice to others, whose fault is that? Our fault. If they're nice with 5 people and one of us is not nice, that's our fault. So we have to learn how to respect ourselves, how to love ourselves, how to be happy ourselves. And the biggest mantra is we have to start implementing in our lives and stop talking. Thanks.
So, Neetaji, we all agree with you and we love ourselves. Everyone, say to yourself out loud, giving yourself a hug. I love myself.
I love myself.
I love myself. And
I
Neetaji,
love
I
myself.
love you too.
I love
I love you too.
I love myself.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, Neetaji. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. You know, this loving yourself, it's a concept. It takes a practice. It does take a practice. You know, many times we read, okay, this is supposed to make us happy. This is supposed to make us happy. But the fact is, I cannot decide for anybody else, and no one can decide for me also what happiness means to me. So I have to decide. So what does that mean? That means I have to love myself. I'd like to invite everyone for this exercise I call. Just imagine it right now, okay? Imagine you are looking in the mirror and you are looking at the most beautiful creation of the universe. And that is you. And it's okay to feel that way, that I'm the most beautiful creation of the universe. Imagining that, I want everyone to close their eyes and put a hand on their heart and have an inner conversation. Just asking, how are you? Are you okay? What do you need? How do you feel? What's hurting you? What will make you happy? Have that connection within you. It's a very, very important. And remember, you are talking to the most beautiful creation of the universe. That is you. I will give a minute for everyone to connect with their inner self with this question. What do you need to be happy? Go ahead. Take a minute. This exercise may sound strange, but I myself, as Trilok Malik, like to invite everyone to practice this. Practice this exercise in their own home. Look in the mirror, talk to yourself, because that's where all the answer lies for your happiness. You know what makes you happy. Be true to yourself. Learn to audit yourself, because what happens is we don't audit ourselves. We are always looking outside. Oh, he did this, that's why I'm unhappy. No. External forces will be always a challenge, and they will in fact attack us, our happiness, our mental peace, our so many things. But ultimately, it's you who have to decide within yourself. So I invite everyone to take away from this. My workshop is basically love yourself. When you love yourself, it is your responsibility to take care of your health, happiness, and peace. Now I would like to have, at least we should laugh now. Sidji, what do you think? Shall we laugh, Sidji?
Always, sir. I always join for a laugh.
All right, unmute everybody.
Everybody, please unmute yourself.
Everyone unmute yourself. It may sound funny and crazy, but that's okay. That is the cheapest therapy to make you feel good, look good, and open up. Here we're going to start. I don't hear anybody. Come on. You guys can laugh at me. I'm available to laugh at me here. Everyone, one more time. Good laugh. Here we go. Here's what I do with this laugh. I have about 4 or 5 friends. I speak to them every day. And I have made a deal with them. Every time we pick up each other's phone, we start laughing. Professor Saluja is one of them. And then there's one Mr. Lal in New Jersey. So find 2 or 3 friends and make a pact with them that every time you talk to each other, start laughing first. And then you say, how are you? And you will find it will help you a lot. It may sound absurd sometimes. You know, why are you laughing? We laugh at the beauty of life or challenges of life. Anyway, Sidji, we are moved to the next one. I would like to invite our next speaker, Deborah Fishman. Deborah Fishman does the FED Talks, where people eat and talk. Deborah, here's to you. Deborah, are you there? Here you are. So what is your mantra for happiness? I know you have challenges in life like everyone else. What keeps you above the water to feel happy?
Okay, there we go. First of all, thank you so much for having me here. It's really a privilege to be part of this. My name is Deborah Fishman. I'm going to share a few mantras or lessons from the Jewish perspective, adding a new voice to the conversation. So one of the things that has helped me and is part of the Jewish tradition is recognizing a higher purpose or a sense of purpose in life. That's why I do the work I do. I feel very connected to, building community and feeding people on different levels, but everyone has their own mission. Everyone has a purpose that they're working towards, and it doesn't have to be your work. It could also be something you're just passionate about. And in Judaism, they talk about mitzvot, which are good deeds. So according to Judaism, our purpose in life is to do good deeds and serve God and do good deeds to be better people. So that's one lesson. The second one is recognizing a sense of gratitude for what you have, gratitude for all your blessings, gratitude for the people in your life and the things that have made you who you are, and also recognizing that what is out of your control, we believe that God is in control. It could be a spiritual being or the higher power, but some things are in your control and some things that aren't, and letting go of things that aren't in your control and being grateful. And the third lesson is in Judaism, in Hebrew, the word for happiness is simcha, which is also the word for a big celebration, like a community celebration, a wedding, bat mitzvah, a big coming of age party. A big party is basically a simcha. So the idea is that you can make yourself happy for sure, as everyone has been talking about. But it's about a community, celebrating each other's successes, celebrating that we're together as one and feeling that oneness with other people. And that's a lot of my work in building community is being there for other people and celebrating what we can do together as a people, as the human race, coming together as a community. And community is something that makes me happy, and I hope it makes other people happy. And in Judaism, there's a sense of yourself, of course, but it's always a collective. We're in it, it's a human race. When one person suffers, we all suffer, and when one person's happy, we celebrate each other's successes. So we're all interconnected. We're all one, and I think that's also true with happiness. When occasions like this, when we can be happy together, it lifts everyone up. So I'm really grateful for being here again and being happy with all of you, and I look forward to continuing that.
Thank you, Deborah. That was so beautifully put. But I didn't think that was only Jewish. I didn't think that was only Judaism. I think that's in every culture. In India, we also say community, celebrate with family, celebrate with everybody. And that's what yoga says also.
Absolutely.
They're
universal. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for sharing this with us.
Thank you.
We talk about happiness and unhappiness. I'd like to share something what the Indian philosophy says. Artha, Dharma, and Kama. Artha is the resources one has. Kama is the desires we have. And Dharma is the do the right thing. What makes most of us happy, I would say, I'm also part of that, is when my desires are not met, I'm unhappy. And I begin to feel unhappy. When the outcome of the things we want, they are not according to our desires, we feel unhappy. It's a challenging part, but it's a practice each one of us can build within ourselves to realize what are my resources, what's available to me, and what's my desires, and what's the right thing to do for me to be happier. Indian philosophy talks about this, Artha, Kama, and Dharma. Let me give it in a layman language. For example, right? Let's say if I'm passing by a restaurant and I see a menu in the window, it says soup, $40, or a main dish for $40. If I don't have that kind of a money, I can feel unhappy. Oh no, it's only for rich people, this and that. What choices I have? Either I have that much money, so $40 is just $5 for me, or I make more money. Or the third choice, that is what I was talking about between the balance. I could say, oh, okay, that's good. Someday I'll make more money and I'll come here. For now, I don't have money. I'm going to go next block and I'm going to pick up the same food for $5 from a delicatessen. I enjoy myself. So what did I do here? I made a balance between my resources, artha, and my desires. And the right dharma was to do, bring a balance. I won't ask anybody here, but I would like each one to explore within you. That's what Happy Life Yoga like to teach you. Explore within you how to find a balance between your desires and what will make you happy. Make sense?
Sure.
Okay, great. Sidji, one more laugh.
Yes.
Always, as many as times as you want. Laughter is the best medicine.
All right, everyone. Here we're gonna go. All right. Unmute everyone. Here we go.
Guys, you need to unmute yourself. If you're muted, please unmute. The exercise
Everyone,
works.
unmute yourself. Is everyone unmuted?
Yeah, then we can hear everyone.
Stay unmute, stay unmute. And I would like each one to repeat after me. I love myself.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I love myself. I love myself.
It is my duty.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I love my friends here.
I love
It is my
myself.
duty.
I
to
love
be
my music.
responsible for my health
Duty to love
and
myself.
well-being and peace.
Health and well-being and peace.
Well-being and peace.
Well-being and peace.
Well-being and harmony and peace.
I am in love, harmony, and peace. I love myself.
Wonderful. See, what I'm trying to say here is try to find what I'm trying to say is find the happiness within you. We always say, I got a good date, I'm happy. I made some money, I'm happy. I saw this beautiful play, I'm happy. Those all are external things. They are good. They are important. I come back again. But the happiness attitude, that remote is inside you, not outside. Outside is a drama. We all are watching. We are all audience, and at the same time, we are actors. So Happy Life Yoga platform always emphasize, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. Find a way to connect within yourself. So you will begin to have a remote for your happiness in your hand. I would also like everyone unmute themselves. Sidji, unmute everybody. Everybody unmute and repeat after me. This is a morning mantra I like to recommend everyone. Okay, repeat after me. You close your eyes, give a hug to yourself and say, I will do my best.
My best.
I will do my best.
Do my best.
I will 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 do my best.
Productive day.
I will do my best.
I will do my best. I will do my
My
best.
best to have a happy, healthy, productive day.
Happy,
Healthy,
productive day.
productive day.
I will do my best to have a
I will do my best.
happy,
A healthy, productive
day.
productive day. I will do my best to have a happy, healthy, productive day.
Wonderful. The reason I say I will do my best because the day never goes as we plan. Things will happen. There'll be other people. They will mess up. Some wrong phone calls. Something will happen and we'll get upset. If we say I will do my best, what does it mean? It means I will try my best. If I succeed, wonderful. I laugh. If I don't succeed, I will still laugh. And I say, at least I tried. Okay. Everyone, mute yourself. Sidji, mute everybody.
Trilokji, please unmute yourself and start.
Okay.
You're on mute. Go ahead.
Thank you, everyone, laughing with me and doing these absurd things with me, loving myself and all that stuff. But you will remember if you start practicing this. I would like to invite our next guest, Neha Lohia. She's a filmmaker, marketer from Bollywood and now in Hollywood. Very, very accomplished person. There's a lot more you can read about her. But may I invite Neha ji, please share your personal mantra, because you have worked in one of the most stressful industry and you have worked with all the best, you know, from Amitabh Bachchan to Shah Rukh Khan to everybody. So please share.
Thank you so much, firstly, Trilokji, for having me here. Thank you, Gopio. Thank you to all this beautiful circle gathered here. My personal mantra for happiness is actually something very simple, and we often tend to forget. And it stems from my Indian roots and the philosophy of yoga, which is to embody it in yourself. And the mantra is to follow my heart. You know, it's like, where in your body do you actually feel happiness? It actually emanates from our heart spaces, and that's my mantra, you know, to follow your heart in each moment, to sort of go with that flow. Somebody said a little while ago that we are all here for a purpose, and I truly believe that, you know, that we're all here as creations of the Creator, and we are all here for a divine, beautiful purpose. And to me, that purpose is to share this radiance that we have, to share this light that we have, because the power of that light which is in us draws forth that light from all around us as well. But it starts from here. It starts from me. It starts from, like Trilokji is saying, myself. Like Neetaji said, like so many others said before me. So it starts from here. And for me, that mantra is in this moment, you know, just calling upon all of you right now, just in this moment, in your own body. You know, we often tend to run out in our heads, run out towards our desires, towards what we want, towards the projects, towards the children, towards hundreds of things. We always tend to run out. Is there a way for me to just tune in back into my body in this moment and come back to my heart center and just see, where is my breath? You know, where is my breath in this moment? And just take a breath a little bit more deeper and just come back to that heart center and just ask, what is it that I want to do in this moment? What is it that makes me happy in this moment? What is it that fulfills me in this moment? And I think that's the mantra that I personally live by. I wear my heart on the sleeve. People who know me, Trilokji and some of the other friends here who know me, they all know that that's how I live, to live with an open heart, to embrace all that life brings, the good, bad, ugly, and to realize in each moment that it's all a gift, and I always have a choice to accept it or to not accept it. You know, it's all like prasad, the way we say in India. It's prasad. Sometimes the prasad is really yum. It's like motichur laddu and we all want to eat it. And sometimes the prasad is like this old coconut. It's like, it's a dried coconut. I don't want to eat this prasad, but it's prasad. You know, just accept it and receive in your heart. You know, that's just one last thing that I would like to say. We all are conditioned to give. We are givers by nature. We give. We constantly give through our projects, through our work, through our condition, through our relationships. We constantly give. It's time to receive, you know. And the very breath, if in this moment, you know, we can all just take that one deep breath and like truly receive it, like just receive. It's a gift. So that's my mantra for happiness. And I'm so happy to be here with all of you today and in this circle. Thank you so much, Trilokji.
So everybody heard, it's all about loving yourself. I love myself. If you love yourself, that's where it begins. I'd like to also add something here. A lifestyle to create, to live happy. It takes efforts. It takes awareness. It takes planning. It takes challenging. It takes a self-discovery also. So plan your lifestyle with full awareness, with 360-degree angles. In a practical term, we are living in a world There are a lot of people are not kind. There are a lot of people kind, and there are people who are not kind because they have not realized the spiritual aspect of the word is one. We all are connected. As a human being, I recommend be aware of your lifestyle. Plan it full. You can be sad, but don't live in the sadness. You can be angry, but don't live in anger, because ultimately it's your life. You need to be happy. The world doesn't care, except your mother and father. Otherwise, nobody else cares. So take a responsibility for self-happiness. So I love myself. Say it to yourself. I love myself.
I love myself.
Okay, thank you. I would like to invite our next speaker is Victoria Moran. Victoria Moran I've known for many years. She's a yogini, she's an author. She's also a beauty pageant winner. I won't tell her age. Like Professor Sir said, his age. She's won the Miss Beauty as well, pageant. And she's writing a book also. And she also teaches through Vegan Academy how to eat right for your body, etc. There's so much about her anyone can read. Victoria, thank you very much for being on this platform and sharing your wisdom. Now it's to you. Please go ahead.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Tirlak. And I just also want to thank India as a country and a culture and a force for so much beauty and truth in human history and development around the world, and for the incredible generosity of India to share yoga with those of us who, at least in this lifetime, didn't have Indian heritage. It's such a grace and such a blessing. I discovered yoga when I was 17. There were 3 books in the library in Kansas City where I lived that were about yoga. And at that time, especially in Kansas City, it was just unheard of. People confused yoga with yogurt. They just knew that both of them were foreign and strange and probably best avoided, which of course made it even more attractive to me. And I'm just infinitely grateful to have had this relationship with yoga for such a long time. So in terms of personal mantra, this one that I'm going to share is newer, but it really fits my life now. And Tirlak didn't share my age, but I will. I'm 73. And so the way I look at life and some of these things are a little different than they were at 17, although as we know, it's that same consciousness that's with us at every stage. But today, my mantra has to do with 3 words: courage, energy, and will. So when I'm feeling very positive in the morning, I can make an affirmation out of those. And I can say, through the power of the divine within, I have the courage, the energy, and the will to live fully and effectively today. And then I go out and do it. But there are some other mornings when it's like, oh my gosh, I'm just not up for this. And then it becomes a prayer. God, please give me the courage, the energy, and the will to live fully and effectively today. And sometimes through the day, when things aren't seeming as if they're going properly, I can often think, what am I lacking? If I'm lacking in courage, that means I'm fearful. Well, why am I fearful? Because I think that something isn't going to turn out the way I want it. And then I have to remember to be in the effort business and not in the outcome business, get a little more courage that way. And maybe it's energy. So what do I need for that? Do I need to rest? Do I need to just stop thinking that I can help Atlas hold the world up? Just lean back a little bit. And maybe I just need a change of scenery, something a little special, a little more self-love, as Tirlak would say. And will is the willingness to keep going. Because sometimes, and this may be an aspect of age, if you've done something for a long time, you can start to think, I've done that. But I look around at the world and there are still things that I would like to see different. I look in my own world and there are things I would like to see different. And so to get the will, I need to be willing to walk beyond discouragement and just keep going, because as has been said here so eloquently by several people, we all have a job to do in this world. And those of us who are lucky enough to have yoga as a way to do it really have a lot to be grateful for. For me, when I was so young, what attracted me to this teaching was this beautiful idea that we're not our bodies and minds, but we're given all these wonderful tools in yoga to care for the body and the mind. So I know they say you can't have it all, but with yoga, I think we can come pretty close. Thanks so much to everyone.
Thank you very much for sharing those beautiful thoughts. You know, the Indian philosophy says, if we cannot have it all, but we can always ask for all. We can always ask for all. I want everything, but I will be grateful whatever has been given to me. At that note, I also want to pray for everybody, all the audiences here. May God bless all of you, including me. Everything we want, everything we want. Our next guest is joining us from New Delhi, Miss Radhika Bhagat. Radhika Bhagat is, my God, you guys have to Google her name, the work she has done. She is the CEO of Sacred Trust, Sacred Earth Trust. She is into protecting the earth, the world. She was also selected at G20. So Radhika ji, welcome from all the way from India. Say everyone from hello to India from everybody. Please share your mantra. What's your mantra for happiness?
Thank you so much. It's really nice to be here. It's an honor and to be amongst all of you very accomplished people. And my big thanks to Trilok sir and Shivendra sir to have me here and all the others who are here joining us today. Before I get into, what's been most meaningful for me, I'd like to just touch upon two things, which I feel are very important in our quest for happiness or on a journey. I think one is like wonder, just the fact that we're alive in this time and space on this amazing planet. And this is the only planet that we know that has life. And to be embodied, to be able to feel, to be able to do things and, just everyththing that life has to offer, I think is amazing. And it's something to be very happy about. And secondly, I think like while we're so, happiness is an aim or a goal, perhaps. But I feel like we need to make space for all emotions because light and dark play their role. And pain is also a medicine. If you're willing to sit with pain, pain is a teacher. Pain teaches us what we need to learn to move towards the light. So I feel like these two things have been a big part of my journey towards happiness. But as you know, I'm a wildlife conservationist and I've been working in this field for 15 years. And my main area is spiritual ecology, which is to connect people spiritually with nature. And even when we look at yoga, yoga is a state of being. It's not a set of actions that we perform. It's a state of being. And if you look at all saints who've been across cultures, they've all spent some time in nature because nature kind of supports our spiritual evolution. That's why people go into seclusion, our saints, our seekers go into seclusion in nature. And in my own quest for happiness, I have explored as much of my inner landscapes as much as I have explored the landscapes of Mother Earth. And, and for fulfillment, even though I've gone through a lot of pain, just much like everybody else, and a lot of happiness, But I realized that no matter how difficult the circumstances have been for me, I have always found peace in nature. And we all kind of tend to run to nature when, you know, we need to, we'll go to the hills or we'll go to the forest or to the beaches to feel peace again. And we don't realize why exactly we do that, but it's because Mother Nature holds us. And I learned how to be present and to receive the love and the medicine that Mother Nature has to offer us. And if you really think of it, that we are living on the body of a goddess. You know, in India, we call her Bhumi Devi, but across the world, across cultures, say in South America, she's known as Pachamama. In Greek mythology, she's called Gaia. In Africa, she's referred to as Aja. So the worship of Mother Earth was once widely practiced across, you know, the planet amongst various communities. But somehow that reverence has turned towards exploitation. But in my own journey towards happiness, you know, when I've surrendered to nature and I've felt the need to lay and just gaze at the stars, I've learned to like just watch the ebbs and the flow of my breath and my emotions, much like the tides of the ocean or the phases of the moon. Or I've learned to stand in my power from the sacred mountains. And I've learned stillness from the mighty oaks and the deodars. Or I've learned to just flow with life from like a forest stream.
It all comes back to Radhika ji again and again. Love yourself. Believe in
Yes.
yourself, connect with the nature,
Yes.
feel the power. Am I right? Is that what the takeaway you want to give us? Connect with the
Yes,
nature.
I think connection with
yourself.
ourselves and with nature. Yes, that would be my final word on it. Yes.
Thank you very much for sharing. Everyone, you listen to Radhika ji, what she said, connect with the nature if possible. Some of us live in New York, we have less nature, but try to connect with the nature. Thank you very much, Radhika ji. Sid ji, one more laugh.
Always.
Yes.
Everybody can unmute themselves. Join us in laughter.
Everybody, unmute yourself.
Try unmuting yourself now. Speakers, yourself as well.
Yes,
Connect.
sir. I did. Okay, here we go.
And unmute the video also.
We're gonna laugh at Sid today. Sid, sir, we are laughing at you today. It's a very silly exercise. I know that. But if you build a practice of laughing for no reason, you will find the benefit of this. I like to say, Ayurveda tells you how to eat right. What is the right food for yourself, for your body? Indian philosophy says how to think right. And yoga says how to move right. I would like each one of you to take away this from here. A, love yourself. I love myself. Second, I should be aware of what I eat, what's my thought process, and how do I move my body. Love myself, eat right, think right, move right, and be aware and try to create a lifestyle, your individual lifestyle, your individual mantra. As I said, nobody can sell or buy, here's the happiness mantra. I'm here not as a teacher, I'm here an explorer, just like you. That is why we had so many very accomplished speakers today. I did not want the show to be only my workshop, and each one of you have shared. Eat right, think right, move right. Create a lifestyle with the full awareness. I'd like to invite a next guest. And I pray to all the audience We never want to see her at work. We want to see her at the parties, at the dinner parties, and all those things. May I invite Tara? Tara Shajanji, where are you? Hello, Taraji. Hello. She'll come back then. Tara is she's the head. Taraji is head of the nursing department.
He's here, Trilokji.
Okay. Taraji is, by the way, the head of nursing department at the Lincoln Memorial, Lincoln Hospital in Bronx. I have seen her in the action. There are 2,000 nurses work in that hospital. And that's why I said, I never want to see her in the hospital as a visitor to myself and to all of you who are here. I rather see her at the dance parties, dinner parties, at the movie premieres. I'm sure you guys agree. You don't want to visit hospital. Am I right, Taraji?
Yes, Trilokji, thank you so much. Good morning to all. And a happy Yoga International Day. Thank you for that introduction. My name, as he said, I'm working at the Lincoln Hospital as a director of mental health service. And also I'm a treasurer for the National Association of Indian Nurses of America. And thank you, Gopio, and thank you, Mr. Trilok, for inviting me to be in this. To go off the video because I'm at work. So excuse me for that.
So what's your mantra? You see everybody in the hospital, so many people.
I want to say my mantra, but I want to bring some two scenarios which will be a practical one. See, as just as our trees grows the branches towards the sun, spends more time, like we have to spend more time with the people who are our source of light, isn't it? The competition of the sunlight is one of the strongest factor in shaping a forest structure. The tree instantly turns bent towards the light. But then, whatever our mind does, let's see about it. So I'm giving you two scenarios, small scenarios. You put your house on a sale for $200,000. You receive two quotes, one bid for 210 and one bid for 180. Which bid you will go for? The higher one, 210, isn't it? So let's see another situation where you get your performance evaluation. One person gave you power 3 and another one give you 9. What will you be thinking more about when you're driving back home? More likely, it is going to be 3. So when it comes to our, we focus on our lower score. As a result, we spend more time thinking about people who we believe are not like us. We also attend more about what isn't right in our life. Let it do it different today. Let's find some more time of thinking about the good people in our life. Who are these people? Likely they're always ready to help. They make you feel, they make you laugh like Trilokji. They help you feel worthy. They have good energy. They treat everyone with kindness. The more time we spend with these people, higher your energy, better your self-worth, reminding of yourself what's special about these people will help you remember what's good in this world, will help you to feel you are living in a good, kind world. So let's build and live in a good, kind world today. Yoga is a practice that connects the body, breath, and mind, which will help us to be a better human being. When we are, as the previous many speakers have mentioned, when we love ourselves, we love others. So with that said, thank you so much for having me on board. Thank you.
Thank you, Taraji. Thank you very much. And God bless you. I'm sure you get billions. You must have collected by now at least few million blessings from all the patients you take in.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. COVID was our high peak time.
Thank you for taking the time from your work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm back. Ah, wow. So many wonderful people on this platform. Eat right, think right, move right. Simple mantra, one line. Laugh every day. Question yourself. What makes you happy? These are some of the elements. I invite everyone to remember these, because I try to do that myself also. I have my days I'm happy. I have my days I'm not happy. But then I look inside. Everyone can see me. I want you to do this thing. Wash your hands. Can everyone see me? Wash your hands. Really clean it. They are dirty. Strongly wash each finger, each nail, your hands. Fully wash it. Everyone. Clean it. Watch me on the screen. Then clap it. The reason I wanted to share this exercise with all, because when we clean our hand, it's like cleaning. In the modern emotional term, I say detoxification. Like we clean our dining table every week, same way we need to practice for ourselves to detoxify our emotion and mind every week. Detoxify from the emotions which are painful, which makes you sad, which makes you angry. It's a challenge because letting go of the past hurts, people who have hurted you, or the things you have done wrong. You have made wrong decisions in the past, and we can't change it. We can only plan for the future. Like they say, you can't change the past, but you can change the ending. So where the ending will be changed, it will be changed from the positive thinking, loving yourself, being aware again, take responsibility for your health and happiness. Sidji, could you unmute everybody?
Yes, everybody can unmute themselves.
Does anybody have a question? Is everybody unmuted? Sidji, they are not
Haji,
unmuted.
everybody's unmuted, sir.
Okay, please unmute yourself. Whoever have a question to ask from any of the speakers or even from me. Hello.
Sir, I have allowed all participants to unmute. Everybody can unmute themselves.
So we have covered all the speakers, right?
Yes, we have covered all.
Yeah, I think we have Mr. Lal Motwani to say a few words. He is the president of Gopi Internet. Lalji, you have to unmute. Lalji, you have to unmute, Lalji. We can't hear you. Lalji, you have to unmute. Yeah, you are okay now. Go ahead. Lalji, go ahead.
No, I'm not unmute.
Yeah, now you're unmute now. Yeah, we can hear you.
Thank you, Trilok bhai. Good morning to everybody. I heard everybody and I don't have to say more, but only one thing I will say that I agree in different way. I agree to make other happy, then you are happy. If your surrounding is not happy, surrounding, you will never be happy. So keep your friends, your relatives, your community leaders, community, other people happy. Do such things which they like and they are happy with your behavior. Once they are happy, you will automatically be happy. So my philosophy is different. Then make other happy, you will be happy. Not you are happy, the other will happy. They cannot be happy. If you are happy and if you are making other unhappy, they are not unhappy, then you'll be not happy. So always do such things which make other happy, and you will be happy.
May I speak for half a minute?
Sure.
I am Arun Virmani. I used to live with the mantra for the last, say, 50 years. I can think, I repeat, I can think, I can wait, I can fast. But today, I add, continue with what Mr. Trilok has told us, be right thinking, that is the Indian way, is generally the right thinking. Eat right, Ayurveda says eat right, I agree. And move right is yoga. I've also been propagating yoga and I do much less yoga, but propagate or live with it. The way of the yoga is the way of life. So today's mantra, I think, has perfected the whole thing. I'm very happy. Thank you, Trilokji. Thank you, Gopio, and everyone. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, may I say,
May I say something?
Yes.
This is Dr. Ramesh Pandey. Could I say something?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Please. Can I say something?
Yes,
Hello?
Ramesh ji, he already said yes. Go ahead.
Yes,
Okay.
go ahead. Thank you, Thomas. My name is Ramesh Pandey, Dr. Ramesh Pandey. I like this program arranged by you, Mr. Trilokji and Thomas
Okay.
Abraham. I am dedicating my life to bring credibility to Ayurveda. So I think this yoga, Ayurveda is becoming very, very important. And another thing is, I'm an old man now. I'm in this country for over 60 years. I just crossed 85. So I think to be happy, also loneliness is not good. As you grow old, it is good to be with the family, whatever some of the speakers have indicated. I think we have to create that kind of atmosphere so that old people are happy and they should start mixing with the younger generation, motivate and inspire the younger group. And it's very, very important. And I keep telling people are going to live 150, 200 years. 100 years is going to be middle age. So please keep yoga, Ayurveda. It is very, very important for all of us. India, Modi has made a big impact. So let's keep it up. I think yoga, meditation, and Ayurveda are going to be big thing in the world. Thank you.
Sir, thank you very much.
Trilokji, let us have the official program be over with a vote of thanks, and then we are going to keep it open for.
Thomas, sir, give me 1 minute just to summarize everything. Mr. Lal Motwani, thank you very much for sharing what you said. But at the same time, I like to emphasize, if you are not happy, you can't make others happy. So make yourself happy first, and then happiness spread around. And I thank you, everyone, all the speakers, whoever enjoyed. We will have Thomas sir say something. Then we have one more.
I have a quick thought for a question for you, Trilokji.
No, we will have everybody to, we will open up for everyone to say a few words. Let's officially close the program. I think Shivendraji is the president of Gopio Manhattan. Is he Shivendraji?
Yes.
You want to come in and say a
Dr.
few words
Thomas,
and then.
Dr. Thomas.
Many of us, we can stay after the program is over officially. We'll have a conversation. We'll stay.
Right.
We have two questions. We have two questions, which we will take Neena ji and Dr. Pallavi ji in a minute. But let us just get a vote of thanks. Sid, I will request Sid Jain to give a vote of thanks on behalf of our chapter. and then we will conclude, and then we will keep it open and go over the question answers with Neena ji and Dr. Pallavi, and then anyone else having questions. Sid, Jayant, if you're there.
Yes, Shivendra ji, I'm here. So guys, we were part of a very unique yoga celebration. Happy Life Yoga. Hope you guys got a lot of chance of happiness. The vote of thanks, I'll start with saying we're all part of yoga in one way or another in our life. Walking is another form of yoga. Being active is another form of yoga. What Trilok ji has done today is shown you another way of yoga in life is by being celebrating happiness, by smiling, by laughing. So let's go ahead with one more aspect. Prime Minister Modi ji was in town at the UN. At this particular venue, he spoke about a very important message, which was stay happy, stay healthy. We are all proud humans that have witnessed what my colleagues have said before at the start of the session, a Guinness Book of World Records, which is 135 nations in one place on the 9th International Day of Yoga, June 21st, also the summer solstice, all performing yoga. Be it caste, creed, religion, ethnicity, nothing mattered. All were together. Today also we represent the same thing in this event, which is yoga by one and for all. It is for everyone to celebrate it together. I want to start by thanking our Council General Randir Kumar Jaiswal ji, Vipul Dev ji, who chaired and helped us start the session, Gopio Chairman Thomas Abraham, Dr. Abraham, Trilok Malik ji, Lal Motwani ji, and Shivendra so far to our chapter presidents. All the speakers, starting from Indrajit Saluja ji, Indu Jaiswal ji, Anil Narang ji, Victoria Moran ji, Deborah Fishman ji, Dr. Rene Mehra ji, Neeta Basin ji, Neha Lohia ji, Radhika Bhagat ji, Tara Shahjan ji, as well as some of my colleagues from Gopio Manhattan that are here that have made this session possible. The technology, the entire session coordination was handled by Chitranjan ji. We thank him. Bhavya Gupta, who started the session and is secretary of the chapter. Raj Punjabi ji is also here, joined with us. Tara Sarjan ji, who spoke, and Anil Narang ji are also Gopio Manhattan chapter founders and co-founders and members. With that, I officially bring this session to a close by thanking everyone. I hope you continue to practice happy life yoga by being happy, healthy, and laughter. Stay happy.
Yeah, I want to recognize some other distinguished community leaders here. Of course, Chitranjan ji came on the screen right now. He is also our Associate Secretary for Gopio International. Also want to recognize Dr. Asha Samant. She may not be able to come on the screen. She just sent us a text message. She is the International Coordinator of Gopio. Also wanted to recognize Mrs. Beena Sabapati. She is the President of India Association of Long Island. Chitranjan, please, can you bring her also on the screen as I speak many of the names? Then Mr. Rakesh Agarwal, UP Association of North America. Then Gunjan Dastogi, she is Regional VP for NFIA, the New York region, and also Association of Indians America Secretary. Mr. Sudhir Vaishnav, the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Executive Director, Sudhir. And also you already met others, Mr. From the chapter, Raj Punjabi, our board member. Of course, you met Bhavya Gupta already. And Sid Jain, of course, is here. Thank you all. And we can stop the recording now, and then we will have everybody who like to speak. Chitranjan, you can stop the recording now.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have two questions. I will request Dr. Pallavi to go first with